Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Michael Dermanuelian. South Texas Am Tour Power Hour. Good evening, everybody. Today, Tuesday, 8:30, the 24th of January. Welcome to the show, guys. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We're going to talk and dive into the weekend at Olmos Basin. Absolutely stellar 666 event. Got some special guests from Callaway with us, and we've got some other stuff to cover. But, guys, great show for you tonight. Super excited. Let's go ahead and bring the boys on. First and foremost, we have Dustin Hassan. What is going on, buddy boy?
What's up, MD, South Texas Am Tour golfers? What's happening? Happy Tuesday. Good to be with you this evening.
Happy Tuesday, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, I am great. I am fabulous. This is episode 45, I believe.
I'm going with I'm going by seasons. This is season 2, episode 4.
Oh, I love it, MD. You're so much more organized than me, and that's why you are the host with the most.
This is how we keep it cataloged, and this is on my LinkedIn page, so I can call out, hey, you got to go see season 2, episode 12. We were stellar that night, So got to keep it clean that way. Let's go ahead and bring in. He needs no introduction, so he wasn't going to get one. Travis Salkowski.
Yeah, well, thank you for that not introduction, I guess. What's up, MD? Dustin Hassan. Dustin Hassan rocking the man bun tonight.
You look like
great.
Mike Myers in the love.
A little out of control. Mike
know,
Myers, huh?
I mean, the beard.
I'll take the Halloween Michael Myers.
Mariska Hargitay.
MD, happy Tuesday. It is season 2, episode 4 on January the 24th. How are you guys doing this night?
I'm cold, man.
Well, cold and rainy. It did rain today. I got a bunch up here north of the city. I know east of the city got hammered. How was Hondo out west?
It rained in buckets this morning, early morning, about 4 a.m. But then, I guess about 1:30 or so, sun peeked through, started to dry up, turned out to be nice. I mean, it didn't really warm up, but
going to be a cold one tonight. But I was talking with MD on the pregame or the pre-show warm-ups about the importance of freshwater rain on the Alamo City Golf Trail golf courses. The Alamo City Golf Trail waters 6 of their properties with recycled water. And the salt content in recycled water is insanely high. So the mitigation to that is freshwater rain washes the salt out. So this is a big deal for them too. And anytime it rains down here in South Texas, it seems like we all kind of rejoice a little bit. So, cheers to the rain. And here we go. MD, back to you, bud. Let's rock and roll. We got a cool show tonight, eh?
We got a pretty cool show. We got it's not often we get to talk a lot about talk about equipment. and talk about some of those things, which is something I love to talk about. I'm a club slut. We all know it.
You are definitely a club slut. Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you tell me it might work, like, I'm sure as hell going to go try it and give it a shot. And I mean, I love technology, and Callaway is with us tonight. And if you want to talk about putting technology into equipment, leaders in that.
Yes, I agree with their AI supercomputers and all of that good stuff. I'm a Callaway staffer. Yep. So I am honk if you love Callaway, honk honk, and I'm really excited to have Ian Parnaby on the show tonight, and his tech rep Chris Dingman on the show tonight. It's going to be a really cool segment showcasing their new product launch, which comes out in February. And I know it's debuting at the PGA show in Orlando this week. So I'm really excited to talk about it. We'll save that for a little bit later. I don't want to tease that too much, but yeah, it's going to be a great show.
Yep, we'll dive into that coming up here in a little bit. But for now, I think we'll kick it off. Let's talk a little bit about Olmos Basin. We woke up to cold weather and rain this morning, but we were given some pretty nice weather yesterday. It was a little cold yesterday morning, but it ended up being a pretty beautiful day.
I know all the days run together, but it was 2 days ago now. Yeah, it was 2 days ago now. It's okay. The South Texas Am Tour Alamo City Golf Trail Division does not have any Monday events. We do not have any Monday events. But yes, you're exactly right. For how cold and gnarly Saturday was, Sunday started off a little chilly. I know Champ Flight definitely had the brunt of the weather early in the morning. That 7:25 tee time on Sunday morning.
Us third flighters had hoodies off by tea time.
Yep, I was 7:34. The wind, the high winds were a little unexpected. I wasn't expecting that much wind, so that added another element. But I chose to walk, so that helped. That always helps the blood flow.
I agree. Walking in cold weather.
And honestly, I was quite comfortable. I really wasn't cold at all.
But yes, MD, Olmos Basin was on fire. I thought for the middle of winter, I thought the course conditions were pretty doggone good. I thought the greens were above average and they were slick. I thought the tee boxes were amazing. And I thought it was an amazing full field tournament. 132 for 132. The final pairing of the tournament, the last group of fourth flight played in 4 hours and 55 minutes, which I think in that format on those greens at Olmos Basin is rock star. Props to fourth flight there. Good job, guys. And what a way to continue the spring season.
I think Olmos looked awesome. I had more fun playing Olmos 2 days ago than I did all last season, for sure. The greens were great. I thought the fairways, the greens had some spots on them that were a little beat up that they're working on, and they'll fix them, but nowhere near where the cups were. I think the pins were all fair.
I thought the setup committee did a great job putting the hole locations in the best parts of the green. It's super fair, like you said. But that was the first time we've had that format at Olmos Basin. It was last year, I think we played stroke play there like 5 times in a row.
There for the last.
And then, of course, the match play event was there, right?
Yeah.
But 666 at Olmos Basin, I don't know how many people came in, and we talked about it last week on the show. The closing 5 holes at Olmos Basin are the toughest 5 holes on the trail, and to play 15, 16, 17, 18 alternate shot, I couldn't believe how many people came in and went, man, we doubled 17 and we doubled 18 and that just took us out of it.
Yeah,
and
it's no joke.
I understand that. I certainly get it.
That was not directed towards you at all in any way whatsoever.
No,
technically that was directed at Greg Graff, technically. But I know he's watching right now. So
I mean,
But yeah, and then you throw an alternate shot on those holes, right? They're hard.
Yes.
They're hard holes as it is, right? Just playing your own. But then you throw in that element of alternate shot and,
I went
the
through
pressure of not wanting to let your partner down, which I mean, it just adds another dimension, right?
I told you, Greg was watching. Pull in that comment from Greg right there.
I mean, I felt the alternate shot. I felt every emotion humanly possible because we had one or two good pars, we had a great friggin' birdie, and we also had a double.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we say it all. I don't know about but I say it all the time because I have no skin in the game, right? I'm facilitating the event. I don't have to go out there and ambassador like you guys and then go play. So it's different.
It was interesting because we haven't played there before, and the need to strategize differently.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I think if you play with people long enough, you play with enough of you play with your partner long enough, you kind of know their game already. But you get out there, and again, it's a tough finishing, 6 holes, and I mean the strategy changes up. Things change, and I think it was. I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, personally,
I love Olmos Basin. I love what the trail did in the restoration. I know in the marketing I said newly renovated. It's been 15 months now, but I
ride it out as long as you can.
I know. I love what the trail did at Olmos Basin. I love it. I love hole number 4. I think is one of the best holes on the trail now. There's Scotty Williams checking in with his double bogeys.
And 4 was playing tough on Sunday. I was playing right back into a stiff breeze.
Right. I pulled up on you on 4 tee box, and you said you ripped driver there. How much did you have in?
I had 165 into the wind, 170 into the wind.
Sounds like solid 5-iron.
I hit 6. Thank you very much. That pin was in a great spot, kind of back left a little bit, not all the way back, but kind of in a tough position. My partner and I both 3-putted that for bogey, by the way. So
excellent.
That was
excellent.
I pulled my driving iron, pulled it into the trees on the left. I have a little bit of a window, and
he's got a window, folks.
I'm sitting there practicing my shot. I'm dead on the dirt. I'm sitting there talking to Joe, and I'm like, Joe, this is either going to be super cool or this is going to be real bad because I'm about to have to go wanted here and bend the bullet. And I freaking throw this, caught a 7-iron stinger, roped it up the right side, draws it in, runs it up, and I'm 20 feet pin high. It was a dumb shot.
I love that hole, and that is a theme that the tournament setup committee likes to use. The number 1 handicap hole is always going to be stretched out, and it's always going to be one of the more difficult hole locations on the hole because that's the first scorecard playoff hole.
As it should.
And I think that was the toughest pin of the day.
I agree with that statement as well, and 100%. I love that back left over that. I mean, I was going to call it a hump, but it's like a freaking mountain in that front corner there. I love hole number 4. It's one of my favorite holes on the trail. And what a cool format at Olmos Basin now. So I'm really happy with that.
So let's real quick, let's run through our winners, talk a little bit about those guys, and let's bring out our friends from Callaway. Let's jump in.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's roll with Champ Flight, huh? I want to start Champ Flight first and just roll.
Yeah, let's get right into recapping Olmos. We'll go through the Olmos Flight winners and the Victory Cookie winners, and then we'll talk about the point standings, and so we can get to Callaway as fast as we can.
Yep.
And it was great.
Let's talk about the Champ Flight scrubs.
Great scores in Champ Flight. I mean, they went off. It was cold. It was windy. They battled the elements, and I mean, it was really impressive. So, walking away with the Victory Cookie, gross side -765. Stephen Evans and Brian Dishman. This team plays together a lot. They play a lot of 2-mans together. They know each other's games. It's not surprising to see their name up at the top. Great playing to both those guys. Minus 765 in those conditions is not easy. So, you know,
and that's bogey free. That's bogey free for them as a team. Yeah, that's something special.
Yeah, that's great. So 2-shot lead over second place, -5. So Bart Wilson and DeCosimo. So, you know, really good showing there.
Fun fact, Bart Wilson and DeCosimo had 2 bogeys.
Yep, that's it. And they went 6 under in the scramble stretch.
Yeah, that's super impressive by itself.
That's super impressive.
On the net side, -10. Fortunate enough, myself and my partner, Jonathan Aiken. Yep. I brought that along just to show.
MD didn't even want to put your picture up. He's like, he's gonna be on camera. Yeah.
We just used DH here in the picture because he had to carry Aiken.
No, listen, I'll tell you, my man Aiken rolled in about 5 million feet of putts.
That's what he said. He said he dropped a 40-footer.
Ridiculous. He drained a 40-footer on 12, a 40-footer on 13, a 20-footer on 15. It was unreal. I mean, it was unreal. So hell of a job to my partner, Jonathan Aiken.
And y'all only had 1 bogey on hole number 6. It looks
like we bogeyed 17. We had 2 bogeys. Bogeyed 4.
Oh, I see it. Yep, I see it.
4 and 17, 2 bogeys on the round. 3 putt on 4, and then got a little squirmy with our second shot on 17. So, you know, we'll take it. And then rolling on first flight, -1, 1-shot victory. Mark Kacheski and Edward Candy. Mark is no stranger to cookies. So good to see him back in the winner's circle.
Masters champion last year on the net side.
That's correct. That's him on the left there. That's correct.
And under par in first flight in this format is Rockstar.
Yep, 1 under, 1-shot lead over Jeremy Seminger and Chris Espinoza. So even par round for those guys. Good showing. Close there at the top at first flight. So, you know, good job there, guys. On the gross side, on the net side. We had a scorecard playoff. Austin Perryman and Kirby Gornwell against Bob North and John Everhardis. Now that went to Austin Perryman and Kirby. They won on the first playoff hole, number 4. They shot -5 on the net side. So really good job there. Our first and only, I believe, scorecard playoff for a cookie all day.
For a cookie, and they started birdie. So they birdied 1 in the best ball and birdied 2.
Wow, that's a great birdie on 2. Also,
that's a good start. And Steven up on the champ flight side, Stephen Evans and Brian Dishman started birdie. They got 1, 2, and 3.
Dang.
Yeah. Damn. So hot starts in that best ball format's key to this.
Awesome. Moving right along, second flight, Gross, Tom Nelson, Fran Fleming, even par 72.
Gets it done. Second flight?
Even par 72 gets it done over the De Hoyos clan, Tim and Julian, +2. So 2-shot victory over the De Hoya clan. I know it was close there. Tim and Julian were kind of right there. I was watching them along the way on Golf Genius. So good win there for Tom Nelson and Fran. Way to kind of close the deal there at the end. Alternate shot, as we said, those final holes, not easy. You throw an alternate shot, it makes it just that much harder. So, you know, congrats to Tom and Fran getting it done there. And then on the net side, we got Jeremy Dominguez and Kyle Houston. 2-shot victory over Dennis Danowski and Jonathan Harder. So there they are. Jeremy and Kyle, great job on your net victory second flight.
I love the smiles with victory cookies. And these victory cookies were really cool. A little Olmos Basin with the Dillo on it, looking really hot.
Welcome to the Cookie Mafia. That's right. Welcome to the Cookie Mafia. Going to roll right along. Third flight gross. Longtime tour player Fred Zapata and Jerry Farias, +173. There's Fred there. His partner Jerry had to take off there. But +1 gross in our third flight. 1-shot victory. That gets it done in gross. Really good showing there, Fred and Jerry.
And that's a one-shot. That was a one-shot victory over Toshiki Kawasaki and Masa Ogawa. They won at Monster Day. So back in victory lane with a gift card for Toshiki as well.
Yep. So look out for those names. Spring season, you know, I mean, they're coming for it. So bring your game. On the net side, BG, Brad Gilbert and Brian Perlberg. There's another team you see at the top, -864. That's enough for a 3-shot victory there on the net
What a
side.
mustache.
BG, no stranger to cookies.
I was thinking the same thing. It's a good
Brian
mustache.
Perlberg, no stranger to cookies. Yeah, look at that stash there for BG, rocking it. Really good picture there.
And their difference was eagle on 9. That's what gave them that one up. Eagle on 9.
That's great. Yeah, that's good. That's a good hole. That's a good eagle.
That's
and that was
huge
playing
eagle.
back into the wind. So that's.
I saw a bunch of drivers off the deck for the second shot there when I was out and about marshaling around through the day. Lots of drivers there.
Off the deck. Yep. And then finally, closing it out, 4th flight, Gross, Giovanni Ortiz, and Michael St. Clair, -171 there. 4th flight, Gross, -1, gets it done. Really, really good score there for those guys. No stranger to cookies as well. Those names have been up at the top before in the 2-man events. So way to keep that momentum up.
They play good. They play good.
Yeah, they play well together. And that's the key with these 2-man events, right? You get a partner, you play well together, you know your game. I mean, that's just a little bit of an edge that you're going to have over the competitors that don't have that. So, and then closing it out on the net side, boy, the Medinas, they just keep racking up these cookies, right? I mean, Roy and Roy,
the funky Cole Medina.
They've taken home another cookie here. 2-shot victory on the net side there. So the Medina clan, you have to watch out for them in this spring season, summer season. They are obviously coming to play.
Teams to beat.
Yeah,
teams to beat is right.
For sure.
And that kind of wraps it up. We've got one more teams tournament in the spring season, right? But now we kind of get into.
We are definitely into stroke play, match play on the par 3 course, and then stroke play. Like it comes hot. There are 2 partner events left in the spring season. Two. Okay. There is a best ball at Old Brackenridge Park, and then there is 18 holes of alternate shot at Cedar Creek. I love Jason. I love Jason Bird building this schedule. I mean, this is the best. I know, it's amazing. I mean, Cedar Creek has,
like everyone watching, their blood pressure just went up.
I know, it just went like
that sounds awesome.
We'll talk about the Medinas again here in just a second. The point standings are done. They're going to be updated on the website and out in the newsletter tomorrow evening. Of course, you can see we're missing Jason Bird, so we're missing our IT department right now. And as soon as
we're on time,
but we're on time with less tangents for sure. But we do have a top 10 graphic on the point standings to put up here. So I want to show you the new top 10 after spring event number 2. MD, here it is. And look at that. I do want to point out this is a really cool time of year because we get the movement category and there's some big movement. I love it. But look at those. Look at the Medina family. Roy and Roy Medina tied for first place after 2 events. That is a net win and a net win. 235 points. They're up 10 spots each. And then there's a 3-way tie at 3rd with the team of Dustin Hassan and Jonathan Aiken, and then Stephen Evans switching partners there from Monster Day to the 666 at Olmos is up 38 spots. Stephen Evans
what
is.
A jump.
And then Dustin and Jonathan up 18 spots. And then look at Bradley Gilbert and Brian Perlberg, 5 points behind that, up 25. Toshiki, the only team to beat the pro team net at Monster Day. That's how he got the bonus points at Monster Day. He's actually down 7. And then look at the biggest mover of the day.
I love this one.
Tom Nelson up 111 spots in the point standings.
Jeez.
To 9th. I think that's so great. And then Espinoza, Christopher, and Jeremy Semlinger round out the top 10, down 7 spots with their second place gross coming off the win at Monster Day. So there's your top 10, everybody. Full point standings will be on the website later this week. I'd love to say tomorrow, but I'm going to say later this week and take a little pressure off of Jason.
I think the top 10 is cool. I think if you are in the top 10 right now, I think I enjoy it.
This is a great segue. This is a great segue if you are in the top 10 right now. And Dustin can talk about this a lot because he is the defending spring champion, right? He is always there in the spring. For whatever reason, he plays good cold weather golf. And talk about running wire to wire, but you gotta play. If your goal is top 10 or even more than that, top 3, and making the South Texas Match Play Challenge team in spring, you got to play in everything, right, DH?
You do. Yeah. I mean, it's so difficult. I mean, just missing one event, I mean, you're really handicapped. So, you've got to play in every event. They are selling out fast.
That's my segue to MD. Northern Hills is sold out with a huge waiting list already. And almost every name on the waiting list for Northern Hills is a regular tour golfer who didn't get to that sign up in time. We say it all the time. These events are going to sell out early. We've got stroke play events selling out 2 weeks early. And right now, in real time, there are only 4 spots left for the San Pedro match play on February 18th and 19th. Only 4 spots. So Northern Hills in 2 weeks is sold out. 120 plus golfers. I think it's going to check out to be about 124 golfers in a whopping 6 flights.
Jesus.
I know. Isn't that amazing? And then San Pedro has 4 spots left. And then later this week, and we will announce it on Facebook before it opens or right when it opens, but the stroke play on March the 12th at Willow Springs is going to open this week. We are opening events 6-7 weeks in advance, knowing they are going to sell out multiple weeks in advance. So don't delay. Sign up, get your spot, especially if you're up there in the point standings and the goal is trying to do the top 3, which is very difficult to do. There were 51 new golfers to the spring season at Olmos Basin, which brings the total to 190 unique golfers through 2 events. And the top 3 make the team, right? So do the math on the percentages there. If that's the goal, you got to play in everything. And Dustin, that brings me to my next segue. How important is it to play well at San Pedro?
It's a triple point event. So, I mean, it's a few events into the season. You can kind of set yourself up going into that event. And then really, it's in your hands from there. But being a triple point event, you really have an ability to separate yourself depending on where you are in the standings. And that can kind of determine how you play the rest of the season. But it's a huge, important event. Number one, there's only 64 players in it, right? So
so you're there's 190 people on the points list right now. Only 64 of them can get in.
That's right, and it's a triple point event. So there's not as many points going to as many individuals as there are in a full tournament with 130 players or et cetera. So that's number one. You can kind of really separate yourself, but I think that tournament really sets off the spring season. You've got the monster, you got the 2 team events, you've got the first individual events, but once you get into San Pedro mid-February, it's on. You're almost mid-season. It's anything goes, and you better bring it.
The last thing I'll say about San Pedro, and then I'll kick it back to MD here so we can start the Callaway segment, is the bracket, 64 players. It's only limited to 64 players. So if you're in the field, you're already gaining on 50-60% of the people in the point standings, right? Yep. And the bracket is flighted. Kind of like March Madness, East, West, South, Midwest, right? And it's champ flight, first flight, second flight, third flight. But it really, really, really is only one flight. There's only one dude that wins and gets 300 points. 16 people go 0-2 and get 60 points. So there really is only one flight, really. Like 10 guys got 150 points 2 days ago at Olmos Basin. Only one guy wins San Pedro.
Or girl.
Good point. Yep.
Or
Good
one
point.
person. One person. I apologize. Equity across the flights.
I mean, I think once we start getting into, obviously San Pedro's a huge differentiator in the point stands. I think now that we're getting into individual stroke play, those people who are relying on a partner to cover the gaps or anything like that, now we're hitting that stretch of the individual golfer owns their outcome.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Own your outcome.
Great point, MD.
And now this is where it gets interesting, especially you think about 51 unique golfers who have not played in a tournament yet with us, that they've had to own the first tee shot till the last putt. How's that pressure look?
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be a very different game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. We're going to see, we're going to get to see what some of these teams broken up look like, and we're going to get to see what some of these guys who have been playing on tour for a while look like. And also, just real quick, shame on everyone who doesn't get signed up in time that knows better. I was talking to Travis about this earlier. I'm so annoyed by it that anyone who has been playing on this tour for more than 5 minutes doesn't know that you need to sign up early and often. We're going to have a top 10 list of finishers, but I'm going to put together a top 10 list of regulars who didn't sign up on time.
Yes, if we're going to do the math at the end of the season for people who are on the wait list, how many points they could have earned and what spot they could have finished in.
And fun fact, come San Pedro match play, we're going to continue. We've been sold out every event for years. We're going to hit 2 years of sellouts.
Yes, yeah, we went back.
It's like I've been saying it to just out into the world and no one listens.
Yeah, we went back last week. We went back a couple years. The last event on tour to not sell out was the 2021 San Pedro match play. 61 golfers of 64. So once we get to the San Pedro match play, MD is going to change the marketing strategy to selling out for years.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I mean,
it's an accurate statement.
MD, let's kick it back to you. We talked for 32 minutes. We were going to try to do 25. That's not bad.
I think that's good.
I think that's a win.
I mean, margin of error. I mean, we would have been talking till
there's always give or take.
Yeah, it would have been 15 more minutes with Jason for sure.
So kicking it back, guys, Olmos Basin, great success. Looking forward to jumping into Northern Hills individual. Now we're going to go talk a little bit about equipment.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk some good looking equipment. I'm going to just look at that lineup.
I love the colors. I love the forged carbon concept. I'm a big fan of jailbreak technology, so we'll let Ian talk us through what jailbreak really is and all of that good stuff. And we're gonna put him on the spot here real hard.
And we do have some questions for him. But Trav, obviously you're a Callaway guy. You've known Ian for a while. I worked with Ian a little bit back in my golf day. You want to go ahead and introduce Ian for us?
Oh, terrific. Yes, I'm glad. I didn't know this was coming. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the South Texas Callaway rep, the 2020 South Texas Rep of the Year, rocking the new Callaway equipment from across the pond himself, from the steps of the old course at St. Andrews. Please welcome Ian Parnaby to the Power Hour podcast.
Jesus, that's such a good intro.
The steps of the old course. I love it.
I think that's great. That is unscripted, too. And MD didn't tell me that was coming. Ian, welcome. Thank you for joining us, bud.
Yeah, all decked out in the old...
I love it. I love the name. I love the marketing ability behind the word paradigm. I mean, it's probably just a little better than the Let's Go Rogue from a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think it's the best we've done in several years on the marketing front. I will agree.
I love the colors. We are excited to hear about the product launch and all. We have some questions from tour golfers on Facebook today. We asked them what they wanted to ask you on the show tonight. So I know MD's got some of that lined up. But give us a little rundown. Give us a little bio. What you do, an average day in the life of Ian Parnaby.
So first thing, I thought this was cool. I had my first ever golf club sat here in my office. You see this?
Look at that.
Yeah, I love it.
My dad got a little plaque put on the bottom for my birthday a couple of years ago. So
That's awesome.
Old
That's
school
damn
wooden
cool.
persimmon. So I started playing golf when I was 6. Kind of worked my way up through the ranks in the motherland, United Kingdom, England, whatever you want to call it. God save the king. And then played on national teams, lucky enough to get recruited, played college golf at the real UT for all you Longhorns fans. I played at Tennessee. I really hope there's some Longhorns on here because
Like our viewership just dropped.
Yep, it just plummeted. It's just plummeted.
I figured I'd wear a little bit of Tennessee orange for the show, you know.
I love it.
Then after tried professional golf for 4 or 5 years, spent a bunch of money, didn't make any.
Right, I know how that works as well.
Yep. Then coached college golf at UTSA for 4 years, and then was lucky enough to get my Callaway gig in 2015. So my whole life, it's pretty much been golf. So that's all I know. I love talking about it. I love playing golf. You know, big fan of the tour. All the passion around amateur golf. Just love it.
I remember the day that I met Ian. It was amazing. I was working with the trail at the time, and I was at San Pedro driving range before it was renovated. So this must have been somewhere in that 2015 range, somewhere right in there.
Yep.
And I'm full-blown Callaway staffer with Ian right now. Love the product, love everything about it. But at the time, the trail was honk if you love Nike. And it was like, yeah, I mean, it was terrible, right? It was Covert 2.0 driver at the time. Rory was playing Nike, and it was a big deal. The best part about Nike on staff with Nike was the apparel side of it, because you just got a buttload of clothes, and I mean that was nice. But the clubs were garbage, and the golf ball was garbage at the time. But everybody on the trail was on staff with Nike, and Jim Roshek was there still. And we were big on Nike, and I was big into Adidas at the time. And I blew Ian off for like 6 months.
8.
Okay. I blew Ian off for like 8 months. And he finally, and I was the merchandiser at the time for the trail as well. And he went kind of around me a little bit to Greg Hiller, who was with me at San Pedro at the time. And then went right to Jim Roshek, who signed my paychecks at the time. And Jim set up a meeting for me, Ian, and himself at San Pedro. And I was at San Pedro, and Ian came in, and I kind of met Ian. And then Jim walked in the door. And Jim walked in, and when Jim walks in, he was the boss where, like, hey, listen, you better be up, your shirt better be tucked in, it better look good, you better be doing something. And Jim walked in and he said, Travis, this is Ian. Ian, this is Travis. This relationship's really important to me. And walked out the door.
It's true.
And I ordered 360 dozen golf balls that day.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is a true story. And was lucky enough to go on staff with Callaway that year. And because of my relationship with Ian, I actually was inducted into the Callaway Staff Hall of Fame in 2017. Got to go out to the Callaway headquarters in Carlsbad. It was a big ceremony.
And your name's on a banner, right?
Yeah, banners come down from the ceiling. My name was on. I mean, it was really cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was really actually a good time for sure. But tell us a little bit about the Paradigm. The product launches at the end of February. And tell us a little bit about the driver. We know there's jailbreak in it. Tell us about this forged carbon approach.
So first off, can you tell Jonathan Aiken that yes, I did make the team?
Jonathan, he made the team.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, I see. 100 or volunteer. Get it? Sorry, that's good.
Yeah. All right. So the concept of the Paradigm family, the reason that in past years, it's a good kind of segue into the new product. We would launch Epic Woods and Apex Irons if it was on the same launch cadence, right?
Yep.
So the reason we've launched a whole family, which includes drivers, fairways, hybrids, and irons, is that really each product category has its own new, unique technology. So our R&D team felt it was a good year to launch a full family of product, which usually excites the consumer more when they can go top to bottom with one product line, right? So the main kind of the sex appeal of the line is always the driver, right? Everyone wants to hit it 20 yards further and all that. So the forged carbon.
I just want to spin it less. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, if we get you into 4,000, we'll be good this year.
Like 3,650 is the goal for me.
Okay, you know? we'll get there this year.
Swing that heel weight around the hook side.
But when the graphic that MD had up is really cool. So the middle of the golf club of the driver is a continuous piece of forged carbon, right? Okay. So that area of the golf club is 43% lighter.
Ooh, love it.
Than its predecessor, the Rogue ST, right? So
and lighter equals faster every time, right?
So when engineers get discretionary weight to work with, they can make the driver faster up front, i.e. the face, and then they can make it more forgiving in the back, right? So you're taking weight out the middle, and then you redistribute it towards the front and the back. So, and then if you kind of see on that image too, the jailbreak is brand new, so it's a wishbone.
Yes.
It's a wishbone effect. So in general, jailbreak is a ball speed mechanism. So it stiffens the body of the club both vertically and horizontally. So there's no lost energy. Every piece of energy that the golfer generates goes towards the golf ball, which generates higher ball speeds. I hope that makes sense to everyone.
Yeah, so it holds the crown. Pull that graphic back up one time, MD there. So the gold jailbreak wishbone there. Now that's new. It used to be 2 bars right there.
And then a frame.
And that actually holds the sole of the club to the crown of the club. So there's no energy lost in that weld. No matter how tight that weld is, there will always be energy lost there. And then jailbreak holds those together. And now that also combines the forged ripple face from Maverick. Is that correct?
Yeah, the AI influence is very prevalent in this. It's a new design. You know, the supercomputer, the AI design. Each driver model and each individual loft has its own unique face, and the supercomputer helps us design that face so it maximizes ball speed and forgiveness wherever it's hit on the face.
So that sexy piece of golf equipment there combines the forged face of the Maverick with the jailbreak development of the last couple series and the perimeter weight of Rogue from a couple years ago and Epic.
Yep. I'd say everything we've done well in a driver since 2017 is featured in this driver, plus the 360 forged carbon chassis, which is the magic of this one.
And then tell us about the stock shafts that you can get in this driver.
Oh, you've got the lightweight one is an Aldila Ascent, which is new for us. There's a Hazardous Silver, a Hazardous Black, and a Diamante Kali. So really high-end premium stuff.
And those are all included, no upcharge in this driver.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of others too, but they're their main featured ones that you'll see in the stores and in the shops. Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Excited. And this product launches on February
24 is official launch date, but we're in the pre-sale fitting phase right now, so people can hit it, get fitted for it, and all that stuff. Yeah.
We're gonna get into that. I'm not gonna use the word segue anymore because Casey was making fun of me. Apparently, I said it a bunch in a row. But I see Jonathan Aiken is watching. He has an amazing question because I remember one year I was fitting equipment for Jonathan Aiken and we couldn't get a left-handed PM grind for him. Is this driver available in left-handed?
It is, yes.
Okay. Huge news.
The ball speed on the left-handed ones are a little slower than the right-handed ones, but yes, they are available.
That's because he's swinging from the wrong side, though. Technical term. I mean,
yeah.
Can we pull in the question from Jeffrey Warren there? I think that's a great one.
Yes, I will go here and find it.
The cookie
Stand
question?
by.
Yes.
Oh, no. Every week he'll get a cookie if he buys a Paradigm driver.
I think that's great. Will the new Paradigm from Callaway guarantee me a victory cookie? Jeffrey Worm. I love that.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I want to hit it, but just the colors alone, it's very tour colored with the like goldish looking color and then the blue. Like if I don't have it in the bag, I mean, it's a mistake at this point.
It's very very classy looking. I think it's we nailed it this time. For sure.
I really like it, and let's talk a little bit how John Rahm likes it.
Oof. I mean, I don't remember the last time a brand new product won the first 3 tour events in a season. You know, Rahm, Siwoo Kim, John Rahm.
Yep.
And it's all with this little beauty too, the Chrome Soft X.
And they're playing.
Yeah, I was about to say
the
new Chrome Soft.
And the cool part about Callaway, and I always like this about Callaway, is the golf ball that they're playing on tour is the golf ball that you can buy on the shelf. I think that is so cool of a product that there's nothing special. It's not like Tiger's out there designing his own Bridgestone, which is really a Nike or whatever it is. But that's the golf ball that's on the shelf. And
it's actually what you just said is a big focus between R&D and tour. So the R&D department and the tour department at Callaway both report to the same person, and he has an extensive background in engineering. So going forward, when you see our new products hit the shelves, you'll see a lot of tour influence. Like for instance, the Triple Diamond product this time around, the driver and the fairway wood, there's no graphics on top, so it's very, very clean on top. So, and that is purely
from the tour side.
Exactly.
I agree with that completely. I played golf a couple weeks ago at a golf course who only sold logo balls in the golf shop, and it bothered me. Right, I just want a clean look, and I just that big globby logo on it. I agree. I love that clean look. And some of the putters from the Toulon line are that way as well. No lines, no graphics.
My Toulon San Diego has 0 marks.
That's the cool part about the Toulon Garage. You can kind of take a putter and really kind of make it your own.
I had a Toulon Madison a couple years ago that was just clean and raw. It was beautiful.
I love that look. I think that's such a clean look, and I think the golf balls. I mean, I remember when Chrome Soft was released, and I remember the True Viz coming out and all that kind of stuff. And the Chrome Soft X getting added to the lineup was just, that ball's so good.
Yep. We definitely need to talk to Ian about getting the Armadillo on True Viz.
That would be,
that logo would be like, that'd be really
We definitely need to talk about having some custom golf balls, maybe a link to right on the website to get. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Ian, tell us a little bit about the iron line with the Paradigm, how it compares to the more familiar Apex line, which I play personally, and Casey plays, and Bird plays, and I know Dustin still has those nasty Titleists in his bag, but it's okay.
That's all right. He'll be coming to the good side. So But so on the iron front, so the iron is probably the biggest reason that we were able to launch a full family, right? So the iron has a forged face, so it's a premium product. When the golfer sees it, they'll really like the look of it. There's 2 models. Paradigm X. The X is very, very strong lofted and really built for distance. But the magic inside the iron is, for the first time, there's almost a jailbreak function in the iron.
Oh, I love it. Jailbreak inside the irons.
So in the form of a speed frame, right? So it's a stiffening mechanism for the iron body, and the ball speeds and the distance on these irons is. I hit a Paradigm X, just kind of whacked one together real quick the other day and hit it in a simulator, and I hit a 7-iron 204. I don't swing it that fast anymore, but I was like, I had to hit another one, and then it went 203. I was like, man, we might be able to sell some of these.
Listen, so I had 7-iron like 167
with a lot of spin.
With a lot of spin, it's like
and curve.
Yeah, I mean, are they? So you're gonna. So it has. So the new line is gonna have that kind of more forgiving, higher handicap, mid handicap flight, and then is there gonna be like, is that X playing as like the pro line?
No.
Of
so I'd say the standard Paradigm is, you could kind of say like a mix of Apex and Apex Pro.
Okay.
Right, and then the X is more your Apex DCB and beyond.
Okay.
Right? So the more forgiving, a little more offset, thicker top line, wider sole. But it's really I like to say the products are really geared towards the core golfers, you know, pretty much like the guy passionate golfers that are on your tour trying to improve, you know, it's a product for them for sure.
Absolutely. I know we had a couple of questions starting to pop up. I know people, as we've been talking about it throughout the week, we had been telling people last week at the tournament and getting everyone excited. Looking forward to demo day. Are there going to be any like trade-in bonuses, anything like that for those guys who are making the conversion or upgrading?
Yep. I think Dingman's on the call too, so he better get familiar.
Yeah, let's bring in Tech Rep. Let's bring in Callaway Tech Rep Chris Dingman to the show, and let's talk about fitting, and let's talk about the February 19th fitting event and how we get viewers and tour golfers signed up for that. Well, hey, welcome to the show, Christopher Dingman with Callaway Golf.
I must correct you on something. His new job title is Performance Fitter.
I'm sorry. So Tech Rep is gone.
Fitter. Gone.
Performance Fitter. Christopher Dingman, Performance Fitter with Callaway Golf. Welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
I didn't even know that. I mean, I should probably check my emails more often.
Check your email.
Yeah. But no, I'm doing good. I'm excited for everything. I love kind of the avenue that the South Texas AM Tour has taken, and I'm a big supporter of it. I have been with Callaway. Well, I worked for Travis for 5 years, and then got lucky and fell in with a job with Ian. I've been with Ian since 2018, and
I take responsibility for that, Ian. I'm sorry, or I'll take credit, or
I apologize.
Take credit,
or thank you.
Take credit.
Yeah. So, and then I, kind of had a few different job changes in between then. Now I have a pretty cool job where I get to make my own schedule. So my goal this year is to play more golf and fit more golfers into the awesome product line that we have going on right now.
Christopher Dingman, Ian was segueing over to you, Casey. I'm sorry, I apologize. Can you tell us a little bit about the trade-in bonus?
So he can tell you a little bit more about it.
So, I mean, anything specific to the fitting event that we're going to do at San Pedro, there will be a trade-in bonus towards Paradigm product. And we do take other brands. So, Dustin, we can get rid of them nasty irons you've got.
Listen, I'm gonna swing the Paradigms. I'm gonna check them out.
Attaboy. So, yes, it's a very consumer friendly program. If no one's used it before, come and ask about it, and we'll give you all the details and help you get into some new product for sure.
And as far as day of on demo, what's the performance fitting process like?
Preferably, we'd like to keep an eye out. Between Travis and I, we're gonna try and get out an appointment-based link to the event so that my fitters and I can know who's coming, what time they're coming, and really get that kind of one-on-one fitting experience, with the Foresight launch monitors.
And this will be in the email this week, so be on the lookout for that. There'll be information. The Callaway fitting experience with performance fitters will be at San Pedro Driving Range on Sunday, February 19th. That coincides with the San Pedro match play. We thought that was an amazing way to kind of pass the time a little bit on Sunday, while you're maybe still alive, waiting for a match, or maybe
You got knocked out on Saturday and need a new set.
Yeah, maybe you're like Jonathan Aiken and 0-2 for life, and you can come back and hit the new Paradigm product on Sunday and cheer on Dustin while he wins again.
There you
go. Morgan, yes, we will have Senior Flex product for sure.
So is it kind of like Ian and Chris? Is it kind of like where you come in and they can hit their current clubs, like Dustin can hit his 10-year-old Titleist irons on the launch monitor
versus 40 yards
versus the Paradigm product?
Yeah, it's going to be the same kind of just like every demo day. The experience with the fitter is something that's key in comparing. So obviously, if you're looking for anything, say a full bag, we'll compare 3 or 4 shots with your current driver, 3 or 4 shots with the Paradigm driver that we built up, and then the same thing for irons and everything down. And then
I think that was Morgan checking in for her. She's gaining speed and gaining strength. I think she's up into the senior category now.
I think he was being facetious.
Yeah, I know, and I was being facetious back.
Oh.
Did you see the comment that he made earlier? He wants to trade in Dustin's right-handed Titleist irons for his new left-handed Callaway.
I didn't agree to that.
Yeah, I'm signing up. I'm like we said earlier. I will try out any and everything, and I love numbers. Numbers don't lie to me.
You are a club slut.
If nothing else, MD, you got a corner somewhere you need to throw a new set of clubs.
Well, and that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing.
I haven't
gone through the fitting.
Bought a set of clubs in a while.
The cool thing about going through the fitting experience is like we'll show you like real-time data on carry numbers, ball speed, all that kind of stuff, and that's like a big experience. And they say that if you don't get fitted and you buy a driver off the rack, you're leaving about 25 yards out there, just because you think that something fits standard when we could just build a club up to you to where you could just swing it the way that's comfortable for you.
I think that's a great point. What have you two seen just on speed increase with the new jailbreak and the lighter weight crown with the carbon technology? What have you seen just on ball speed for you guys?
So most people are gaining ball speed. When Ram and Schaufele did their Paradigm fittings, they both gained 4 miles an hour of ball speed on the Rogue ST product. So, back when we launched the original Epic driver in 2017, that's the kind of jump we saw.
That was the first forged face. That's the first forged face.
That was the first jailbreak product, right? So since 2017, it's been tough to kind of squeeze out, a mile an hour here or there. To see 3 and 4 miles per hour of ball speed, plus more accuracy and a nicer look for the golfer. It really is a really cool special product. And one thing I meant to mention this, but Callaway uses carbon where it should be. I couldn't let that pass before.
I agree completely. I think that's great. And now 4 miles an hour equates to 7-8 yards, doing nothing differently. Is that
2 to 3 miles, 2 to 3 yards of carry per 1 mile per hour of ball speed increase? So 4 miles an hour of ball speed should equate to 8 to 10 yards in the air.
Doing nothing different.
Yep, just what John Rahm needs, right?
I know. Now let's talk. Let's talk about what Travis really needs and what Casey Graham really needs. Let's talk about how this product spins the ball. What are we seeing with this new jailbreak and the AI technology in the face? Like, what are we seeing in spin reduction off the rack?
So if you look at so 3 head models, Paradigm X being the higher spinning, more draw bias model, more game improvement model. Standard Paradigm, which is a relatively lower spinning standard model, but with the sliding track on the back, so it gives you really the ability to really dial in your ball.
That's the one for me.
Trajectory.
That's the one for me. Slide that baby all the way to the hook side.
And then Triple Diamond for the higher speed, higher spin player. There's an adjustable weight capability on the Triple Diamond. When you get the heavier weight in the front, it is extremely low spin. So if we have some high spin players out there that have really struggled over the last few years to get their spin down.
Oh, Casey's watching. Casey's watching.
Yeah.
There we go.
Something for
There
him.
he is.
And there's an 8-degree head too on the Triple Diamond this year.
There you go.
It's kind of taken that Sub-Zero kind of model on it. And it's been a cool thing for me to see too, because like last week I did a full day of indoors at Edwin Watts, and I was just seeing like more and more carry distance equating to ball speed and like even more efficiency. And people, I fit the everyday golfer, so hitting it all over the face, but still getting the numbers out of it that they want, or the numbers as far as the good one too. And I think with the way that the design is now, and being a 1-piece composite versus the 3-piece, it's easier to distribute the weight to make it extremely more forgiving versus maybe other models in the past.
I really like how Ian said earlier in the show, it takes everything Callaway did good from the last 4 product lines and puts it together in a lighter weight chassis. I think that's so cool.
I mean, I'm again, I love equipment. I sit there and watch every YouTube, every big golf reviewer, every equipment reviewer on YouTube. I watch all those videos. I go through and watch the tests and see all that stuff. And it's been so cool to see what the numbers have looked like and what the result has been for people swinging it. I'm super excited to get out there and hit it. It looks super sharp.
MD, what questions do we have? Other questions from Facebook that you want to ask these guys?
I mean, we covered trade-ins. I think we kind of covered how it's going to support that lower handicapper up to the higher handicapper, and kind of looking at those club lines, talking a little bit about the different types of irons and that kind of thing. I think we got most of the questions out there.
So I got 2 from Facebook. This one is I'll go one for Ian and then one for Dingman. Ian, in your opinion, how could the new paradigm help a single-digit handicapper? And then conversely, how can it help a 30 handicapper?
So first off, it all comes down to you've got to spend the time and do a club fitting, right? Because your current clubs could be perfectly fit for you, but if they are incorrectly fit for you, then the difference is going to be that much bigger, correct? Right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Now the mid handicap golfer is probably going to be looking towards the standard paradigm stuff, but every category, the X, the standard, the Triple Diamond, is faster and more forgiving than all the predecessors, and so far anything else in the marketplace that I've seen. So,
and what would you say to the golfer who cynically comes back there? Well, that's what you say every year.
I agree.
Numbers don't lie.
Right, 20 yards.
Shut up and get on the quad. 20, is that it? Yeah.
20 yards further every year, we should be hitting at 480, right? But
yeah, right.
Yeah. But again, it goes back to, if you've done a really good club fitting, you're going to see some improvements. But for someone that is incorrectly fit, maybe someone is bought off the rack, they're going to see some amazing stuff on the launch monitor if they spend the time and do a really good club fitting.
Awesome. Christopher Dingman, performance fitter. What have you seen in fitting women with the Paradigm product?
So it's kind of the same realm. You go through the full fitting, and Callaway is very versatile in the sense of lefties and women, and they make a full bag for each, and a full bag, and we carry a full bag for each, lefties and women's, for fitting events. And so we can also, spend the time with that female golfer that's like, man, I just can't find anything that works. And performance-wise, it's kind of the same thing. We're seeing better numbers out of everything. Everything's a little bit more on the sense of forgiveness factor, without maybe being too game improvement on the looks and everything like that. And so it makes it something that's appealing and attractive to that female golfer in the sense of playing a certain iron or a driver, something like that. The different head models, 9, 10, and 12, or 10 and a half and 12, everything was more kind of big and bulky and very high lofted. And I'm not seeing that a whole lot in the sense of like needing to fit so many people in that because of the 3 different head designs that we have. I don't have to put somebody in a 12 because I can put them, in the X, or I don't have to put somebody in a 8 because I can put them in the triple diamond and flip the weights. I love the combinations of different weights. When Travis and I worked together, we would always slam different weights into different things that probably shouldn't have been there. But
there was one time I had lead tape across the crown of Dingman's club. I think it was on top. I think it was like racing stripes.
Homeboy cut down my driver to be like a 5 wood once, and I couldn't take it worth the crap.
completely ruined everything that our R&D people.
And then remember, we built the first set of X forged and cut down recoils that we found in the back of San Pedro's garage one day.
We had same length. Yeah, we had same length X forged with recoils.
The 13s with like F3s in them, and Travis is back there with his swing weight, and he's like, I think we need a little bit more lead tape.
And we got a whole row of lead tape on like the 5-iron because
a little bit more.
I actually might have to get this, but I have one of the putters. We have the 2-ball Odyssey Works that Travis put lead tape on the bottom and inside in between the top of the crown and the bottom part of the putter.
I remember that. That thing was so good.
With a counterbalance weight in it, and cut down to like a 31.25 on the side. But the cool thing about the product for this year is just like it's versatile and it fits to everybody. And best thing, if anybody's listening, if they hear anything, it's spend time with us on a fitting so that we can actually get you numbers. And kind of my big thing that I wish everybody kind of understood was everybody always focuses hard on that total number. And Travis and I have been saying this forever. The simulator, TrackMan, Foresight, they all help and hurt us because somebody comes in, they're like, that's not right, bro. I hit 300 yards every time I hit the driver. And we're like, no, bro, you actually hit it 215 with a little cut, and you hit every sprinkler. And so, but what you actually do is this, right? And then everybody's like, no, it's wrong. And I'm like, dude, if you just let me, I have a certificate for a reason. I'm a performance fitter, right? And so
I love it. He just found that out tonight, Ian.
Yeah.
Throwing that title around real quick now.
I always just try to harp on somebody like, hey man, if I can increase your carry distance, and that's what I did like all day when I was indoors. I was increasing people's carry distance by 15, 20 yards just on carry, right? So overall, if we're looking at carry and then total's a little bit more, and they're like, oh, I'm just not hitting it that much further. I'm like, bro, you play golf in South Texas. Like, everything's going to be hard in the summer. And so if I can get you to spin it and carry your numbers a little bit further, it's going to equal more distance, because the only way to hit the ball further is either swing it faster, swing it harder, and keep the ball up in the air longer. And people are always like, oh, I just need to
hit it in the center of the face more.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Hit it all over the face and still get the good numbers.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's good. Yeah, the AI technology in the face can help out with that as well. That was good, Christopher. I like that. Last question from Facebook. Casey Graham wants to know, Ian, who is your pick for the Masters this year?
Anyone wearing a Callaway hat. No, just kidding.
It's a good answer.
Oh, right now?
John Rahm is the number one
John
player.
Rahm feels like
how do you pick against him right now?
Let's go not John Rahm. Who is your pick to win the Masters, not John Rahm?
Xander Schauffele.
Xander all day.
I love X. I think that's great. I like that.
Xander all day.
MD, Dustin, anything for these guys before we let them get back to their Tuesday evening?
I think Ian and Chris explained it great. Like Travis said, I played pilot science for a while, but I'm genuinely excited to get out there. I'm really interested in that driver. You've talked it up well.
I'm excited to play it. I can't wait.
I used to love Callaway back in the S2H2 Warbird days. So I like this new design. I like that blue design, that blue color on there. I'm excited to test it out.
We could sit here and we need a whole new podcast to go back through Callaway products. The history, we should maybe do that one night.
We played
my X18s.
Well, there's a room at Callaway headquarters that has one of everything in it.
So good.
So if some crazy guy like Stenson plays a 20-year-old 3-wood, is that correct, Ian? Does he still do that?
He changed out of it officially last year, I think.
But the legacy flat irons are there to stay for him for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this room at Callaway that has one of everything from ever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We played Monster Day, and one of the guys we were playing with pulled out an X2 Hot and a Warbird hybrid.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, bro, check this out." We're rocking like the SPs and Paradigms and stuff.
I had the great big Bertha 9 degree in high school. No, I was the biggest Big Bertha. I was the biggest Big Bertha at the time. And then I played a Heavenwood in college.
Heavenwood all day. That's what I'm playing.
I remember when they brought it back for a little while too in 2015, 2016, something like that for a little bit. But I mean, the X2 Hots were friggin' the 3-wood was
that time there was a period for Callaway between I think it was like 2009 to 2012. Things got pretty ugly on the product front. Product wasn't good. The company was struggling and stuff. And then Chip Brewer took over at the end of 2012. And the story goes that he pretty much walked into a meeting with all the department heads and everyone's chit-chatting about their own department. And he kind of stands up, tells everyone to shut up and says, R&D, what have you got? And the R&D guys start talking about this fairway wood with cup face and all that stuff. And Chip says, well, what's it called? He says, X-Hot. We're still working on it. It's a couple years down the road. And he looked at them straight in the eye and he said, we're launching that product in 3 months. So get it ready. And that was X-Hot, right? And since that time, X-Hot was the start. And they sold 1 million of those fairway woods. X-Hot was the start of kind of like the comeback for Callaway Golf.
Those things were fire. I've played Callaway. I played Callaway in some capacity for forever. I love the Jaws wedges were huge.
Yep.
Moved into those immediately when those came out. Play with the raw face now. Love my Toulon. That took me out of my. I wish Callaway would bring back the number 9 model in some form.
Yeah. We've hopped on that so much as reps. So maybe they'll listen to us.
Can we bring in that question from Greg? This is a very important question.
Oh my gosh.
One of my favorite Ian moments is it was in 2017, I think, maybe 2018, but I think 2017.
The chipper.
And they launched the exact X-Act chipper.
Tank
yeah,
chipper.
The X-Act tank chipper. It's a 37 degree chipper with like the original white hot interface. Yeah, it was amazing. And I remember calling Ian and I said, Ian, actually, I almost probably like, Ian, are you sitting down? And he was like, yeah, I'm driving. I'm like, okay, good, because I need to reorder chippers.
I think the best part of chipper, though, is like going to play with Travis and he's taking full swing chippers. Like you're in the middle of and it's like,
that chipper
like 50 yards out, right? And we're like, all right. He's like, hey, throw me chipper real quick. And I'm like,
throw me chipper.
Like I want you to know that last year on the straights course, on hole number 11 on the straights course in Kohler, I hit it to like 20 feet from a bunker from like 111 yards out.
It was stupid.
And then the year before that, I was in a fairway bunker on number 8 on the Irish course at Whistling Straits, and I was 55 yards out, and I got the chipper to spin back.
That chipper has been wreaking havoc on anyone who wants to go have a fun round of golf against Travis.
I keep
years.
telling him though, I'm like, Trav, your 8-iron has the same loft as a chipper.
Yeah, but it ain't counterbalance, and it doesn't have that sole width. That chipper,
he's chunking it every time with the 8-iron.
Yeah, listen.
I think the answer to the question is whatever chipper options we offer, Travis has them. So you can just
it's just one. It's just one. You betcha.
Act.
We're gonna call it the T-Cell, the next chipper we launch.
Listen, I would absolutely love that.
If there was a poster child for chippers, Travis Salkowski needs to be on the cover.
Royalties and everything, so we can.
I don't do a lot well on the golf course anymore, except spin the ball off the charts and hit good chippers. That's what I do. Guys, thank you so much for joining us and staying with us this long on your Tuesday evening. Ian Parnaby, Callaway Golf, Chris Dingman, Callaway Golf Performance Fitter. Thank you guys so much. We will see you all at San Pedro on February the 19th. Be on the lookout for marketing in the newsletter coming out this week on how we can get you signed up for a fitting experience with these two guys right here and how we can get you demoing the Paradigm product while you're waiting for your next match in the San Pedro Match Play. By the way, San Pedro Match Play down to 3 spots left. 3 spots left for the San Pedro Match Play. Real-time updates here, live on the podcast. Ian, Chris, anything to add before we let you get back to your families on Tuesday evening?
No, thanks for having us on. I can't tell you how much I love what you guys do with the tour. I think it's so unique and just an awesome opportunity for amateur golfers, and you guys should be very proud about what you've kind of pulled together here. I just love it.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Ian, Chris, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys in about a month at San Pedro, and Chris, we'll see you in a couple weeks competing at Northern Hills, eh?
Yep.
Awesome. Be safe out there, guys.
Thanks
for
y'all.
joining
Thanks,
us.
everyone.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right. Well, we did go a little long. Not surprising though, because
Really cool topic. Really cool topic.
Talking about that equipment, talking about just what's coming. We're in this really unique age of golf equipment. In the last 2 or 3 years, the things that are being done, it's crazy. And Callaway's been leading the charge for many years. And again, the equipment is and always has been consistently performing how they live up to it, or how they market it. So really excited to see them on the 19th at San Pedro. I know I'll be testing stuff out.
I will be too.
All of us will be.
I'm so excited to get the new product. My relationship with Ian goes back 7 or 8 years, and everyone who knows me knows I have recoils in my irons. And Ian was the person who made me switch from, at that time, C-tapers into recoils. And the switch from steel to graphite so dramatically increased my longevity on the golf course from a stamina point that, it was night and day. And I know I convinced MD of that, and MD is now in steel fibers.
That was the best thing for me, I'm not Jason Bird injury prone, but my wrists, broke my wrist once, and my wrist has been an issue and a bad thing for me on my left wrist for years. And in the last 2 years went to graphite, and
mine was my wrist as well. I had an injury years ago that didn't heal right, and every time at impact it was like ka-ching, 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 and now it's the switch to graphite, the fit properly, and I'm really excited for this product. Can we pull up the full line
Yeah.
graphic one more time and let everybody see that? I mean,
And those are tour colors. I gotta love that too.
I mean, it just looks good. Jailbreak in the irons, adjustable fairway wood, adjustable hybrid, and then tough to see on this photo of the driver, but that's the perimeter weight technology. There it is.
There you go. There you go.
A sliding weight on the
Look
back
at the cool
side.
new wishbone gel.
I think the new wishbone, and I think getting it into the iron. I think getting it into the iron is going to be really, really big.
Yeah,
Like I'm super excited to see how the irons play out. Like I have no doubt that the woods are going to hit well because they always play well. But the jailbreak in the irons is such a big deal. I think that's going to be really big.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. Everybody watching still, be on the lookout for marketing in the newsletter and on the Facebook page about signing up for the fitting experience. Ian and Chris will be at San Pedro driving range with the Callaway demo experience on Sunday, February 19th, somewhere late morning to mid-afternoon. We'll button that up before the emails come out. We'll take signups for fitting, and then it'll be just there for demo as well. This overlaps with the San Pedro Match Play event, so if you're still alive and waiting for your next match to kick off, what a better way to do it than to hang out on the driving range with new equipment. And then, like we said earlier in the show, if you went 0-2 or 1-2, it gives you a chance to come back and hang out on Sunday with the tour folks.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be a good time. Guys, that's all we have for you. We are going to have just a real quick note on the tour travels. We are going to have a email blast going out. We have 3 spots left. Super exciting.
3 spots left.
So 3 spots for San Pedro, 3 spots for tour travels to the amazing Black Wolf Run Lodge in Kohler, Wisconsin, playing Whistling Straits. Amazing golf courses, amazing experience. If you can join us, it's a hell of a time.
It's a really cool time. It's the week after. It is Memorial Day week, Sunday to Friday. It is 6 rounds of golf, all top 100, world-class customer service. No need to rent a car. We'll pick you up at the airport in a shuttle bus. Once you land in Milwaukee, it is all the events and tee times and hotel reservations. Everything is part of your package. The only thing that's not is gratuity and food and beverage and merchandise, of course. But
you can survive off sausage and hot dogs for a week.
That's correct. For all the free bratwurst you can eat on Kohler property.
If you really want to, if you're on a budget a little bit, you can survive off of hot dogs and sausage.
3 spots left for 2023 tour travels to Destination Kohler. Join the 3 of us and Jason Bird and Casey Graham and everyone else who signed up. I know Greg and Morgan are going, Greg Keogh, Tim DeHoyas, Julian DeHoyas. I'm going to miss a bunch of people right here, and I'm sorry. David Felsing is going. Micah Carroll's going. Mike Sherman and his son last year's. Mike was there last year. This year he's coming back with his son. Micah Carroll.
All the ambassadors. Well, me, you, Dustin, Casey, Bird.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure I missed somebody there down the list. I apologize if I did, but there are 3 spots left for that. There will be a standalone newsletter on tour travels coming out later this week or over the weekend, advertising those 3 spots left and how sign up works and how the payments for that work. And it is really, truly an awesome world-class experience. And if you can swing being away from South Texas for a week, it is one of those trips where when it's over, it's like, damn, y'all, can we just keep doing this?
Yeah, no kidding.
It turns you into guys like Scotty Williams who,
Scott Williams. Scott Williams is who we forgot.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
It turns you into Scotty Williams who has his countdown set, 10 months out.
Yes, leave the allergies behind, travel to Wisconsin. I mean, everyone who thinks about
cheese curds, crackers, and golf.
Everyone who thinks about Destination Kohler Golf thinks about the Straits course at Whistling Straits, right? The PGA Championship in 2004, the Ryder Cup in 2020. There was another PGA Championship there, a U.S. Senior Open. But I'll tell you what, there is no place in golf like Black Wolf Run. Black Wolf Run,
Meadows
the river
course is my favorite.
The river course is my number one course. Of everywhere we've played, I would choose the river course at Black Wolf Run above all others. And yours is the Meadow Valleys course. All 4 courses there, the Straits course, the Irish course, MD's, Meadow Valleys, My River. They're all in the top 100 places you can play. This is 5-star food and beverage, 4-star hotel. The spa at Destination Kohler is top 5 in the world.
And we get a discount.
And you get a discount with your package. I'll tell you what, it is an awesome experience. So be on the lookout for that coming out in the newsletter and on the Facebook page as well. I know I'm excited. I drive every year, and Dustin's the co-pilot, and we drive through the night. And when we wake up the next morning, we're in golf heaven. Wisconsin as a state, I think, is so underrated.
That's no joke. That is
top
no
100
joke.
golf. You have 4 top 100 courses on the same property in Kohler. Erin Hills is 45 minutes away,
Yep.
top 100. You have 2 top 100 golf courses at Sand Valley, and
Yep.
you've got another top 100 golf course at Century World, and then you have another top 100 golf course in northern Wisconsin at Troy Burn. I mean, there's so much good golf in Wisconsin.
And Lasonia fell out of the top 100. It was on the top 100. I believe it just recently fell out.
It's not on the list. No, I
Right.
think it's on the list this year.
Is it back on the list?
I think it's on the 2021 list. It definitely was on the 2019 list for sure. If Jason was here, he'd know for sure. But I think it is. I'll double check that. MD, let's kick it back to you. We've been on the air for a little longer than we planned tonight, but such a great show with tons of great content.
Great show.
Guys, everyone out there, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Congratulations to our winners again this past weekend at Olmos Basin in the 666. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Hopefully, there's the cookie, another cool looking cookie. Shout out Laura Lewis and the Cake Place and more. Hopefully,
the golf course at Lasonia, the Lynx, number 68 on the list.
Oh, cracked the top 70, baby.
Okay.
Sorry, MD, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to drop that plug. That is Casey's number 1. That is Casey Graham's number 1 golf course on his list, the Lynx at Lasonia.
Since we were talking about it today anyways, I'm like, that's perfect now. But hopefully you guys enjoyed having our friends from Callaway on, learning a little bit about the product, more importantly, getting out to San Pedro on the 19th, testing that stuff out, adding it to your bag early into the season so that you can tear it up for the rest of the spring season into the fall season, earn your spot on the match play team or on the South Texas Challenge. Good God, I'm just all over the place.
There's so much South. There's so many South Texas.
There's so many South Texases now.
For sure.
I keep getting whatever. End of the day, get out there to San Pedro. If you are not registered, go online, sign up. 3 spots left. We're going to open up the next event here this week as well. But looking forward to seeing everyone at Northern Hills next weekend on the 4th. It's individual stroke play. We're going to start to see some gaps in the point standings. Everyone's first event of the season where they own it from tee shot to last putt. And at Northern Hills, which is in great shape and historically one of the more challenging courses on the tour lineup. So it's going to be a good time.
I agree, everybody. Be on the lookout for Northern Hills first notice to players coming over the weekend. Sign up for the San Pedro match play. Willow Springs stroke play opening up later this week. Tour Travels has 3 spots left. The tour is hot right now. If there's something that's open for registration and you are thinking about playing, sign up. It's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. Big thank you to Ian Parnaby and Christopher Dingman for coming on the show tonight. What a really cool equipment segment. Really excited for the Callaway Fitting Experience Day at San Pedro on February 19th. Looking forward to hanging out with those guys, testing the new equipment. And then MD hit it right in the head. Congratulations to all of the flight winners from this past Sunday at Olmos Basin. Let's see who can carry it on. Can the Medinas make it back to back to back cookies? I don't know. You'll have to come to Northern Hills to find out. DH, what you got to close out the show, buddy?
Can't wait for the first individual stroke play of 2023, right? I mean, MD said it. You own it from start to finish. So see some separation in the point standings. I love it. This is where it starts to get good, so I can't wait. I'm ready to go. Thanks for watching us tonight, everyone. MD, great job. Travis, great job. Good job with Chris and Ian. Thanks to them for joining us. A lot of good information, and see you guys at Northern.
Everybody, thanks
Awesome.
for watching.
Thanks, everyone. Y'all have a good night. Be safe, and try and play some golf this week.
Woo.
Have a good night.
Play better.